maybe, and you know, because I didn't take the Mercy card out of my deck like we talked about, so obviously it's meant to be there.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So I realized I had forgotten to hit record. I just started record for this session. So just so to back up, if anyone's watching this afterwards, we're just starting. It's the angel cards. All right, Lori, what did you get in your angel cards?
I got, like, because I'm working with 11 days or something, 4 in the angels, but they were all spread out.
Oh, sure.
5 in the peacocks. And 1 was courage, which was just yesterday. 2 was energy, and 2 was honesty. But then I got 3 butterflies, all joy.
All joy?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I've so I'm playing. Sometimes I get mixed up because I'm playing my game too every day.
Oh, right. Yep.
So I feel like I'm getting joy there too. Actually, I think I got joy today. So it's a lot, and I was thinking, like, this has just been coming up the last few days of just trying to focus on doing what brings me joy and noticing how that's not happening. So I think I really want to narrow in on that.
Cool. So that makes total sense.
Yeah. Like with the game, and what's the next step, and what do I really love and to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I like that message.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, since we have it up, let's go ahead and just pull up the peacock cards.
Okay.
And so I had 6 in collaborating, but I had 4 in completing. And I just, on that one, I really felt like keeping them both. They just both seem to be like, have a message. Like the collaborating was like kind of that hard thing, is like, that's what I'm doing, it's happening, you know. And yet the completing felt like the challenge piece of it. And so I thought I would keep them both. And how about you guys?
Yeah, I have a question, because I'm looking at this and I don't know if there's any significance, but how you have them, I guess I didn't really pay attention to this before, but how you have like the peacock cards, the first 4 are angel, and then the next 4 are peacock, and the next are butterfly. Is there a specific meaning to that? Or?
Yeah, so the reason they're that way, so you can see it actually, the dark line goes across both pages, both the angel cards and the peacock cards. And you can see I put those little numbers in circles under those. That's adding all the angel from both sets together for that session. And the reason we do that is just another level of information, because the angel cards are more about this internal meditative thinking space, like strategy, you know, how do we make things happen? The peacock space is more like, get out there, get in action, let's make stuff happen. And the butterfly is more about this collaborating, the universe will provide for us, like live in the joy and the fun and the magic of all of it.
Okay.
And when you find that you're pulling a lot in one area, I use that as another message, saying, okay, wait, let's keep pushing, or let's sit back for a minute and start evaluating. Or maybe we're going to say, let's look for the magic here.
Okay. And that's interesting. Okay, good to know that. For my peacock cards, I had 2 ties for 6.
Wow.
Yeah, one was planning, and the other one was having. And the interesting thing is the having card comes up a lot for me. And what I'm thinking, I mean, for me, how I'm interpreting that is that in the past, I've always went outside myself. You know, I was always looking outside myself for the answer, you know, reading a book, or, you know, what's the next, you know, that kind of thing. And I think the having card is kind of just is telling me I already have everything I need to know. You know, so I just need to look inward. I don't need to, it's not out there, it's in here. Which I like. And then the planning. Yeah, and then the planning is, right now, again, along with the strategy, is putting together a plan to specifically get my pipeline filled and get people moving through it and that sort of stuff. So they both resonate with me.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I definitely keep both. How about you, Lori?
So it's kind of very similar to the other one, except for I have 3 of the angel envisioning. Ooh. In the angel cards, in the under the peacock cards.
Right.
So just 3, that's it. Nothing else in that area. And it's envisioning. And then for the peacock cards, I have 4, and they're kind of spread out, but 2 are in communicating. And then 4 again in the butterfly peacock ones, and 2 are in enjoying. So
enjoying.
yeah, and envisioning. So I am feeling like that's what I want to do, is just think about the bigger vision again, right?
Yeah, keep holding on to that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, or yeah. So
all right. Let me pull up the butterfly sheet here. All right, so on this one, I had 5 in Chakra 1 Office Space and Systems and 4 in Marketing Pipeline, which I think is so funny how they all do parallel with everything that we're doing. Like I'm totally into this whole systems things, and yet I'm in the outreach, finding people, doing all those kind of things, and building the systems for that. And so I always think that's funny. So I kept both of those, even though I had 5 and 4. But I kept Office Space and Systems and Marketing Pipeline as my top butterfly cards. What did you guys get?
I had a tie for 4 for Purpose in the World and Working Business Plan. And I think the Working Business Plan just kind of follows along with the planning. But the Purpose in the World, that is what I've been really focused on. So this particular month, trying to find, what's my purpose in the world, what's my gift, what's my talent. So that really rings true for me.
Yeah, that's a nice balance on all that as well. Very cool. What do you got, Lori?
I have the most I have is image and website print. That one, number 4, Chakra 4, and I have 3 in that one.
Oh wow. That is surprising.
I pulled that a few times before. So that one, I don't know, every time I see it, for some reason I have some resistance to it, and I don't know, I haven't really been able to. I haven't really thought about it, truthfully.
Well, it's just, I put it in heart because it's about really opening up your heart and being okay with being seen.
And that's where I'm still holding back. It's funny. Yeah, and I totally realize I'm holding back on that. But I'm just being okay with it for now, because that's where I need to be. So.
Well, yeah, and it's about then, really just continuing to work in your heart, which you do. That's your work, right? This is what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
And you model it for everyone so nicely as well. So that's pretty awesome.
Thanks. And then I got 3 in the network, 2 in networking and partnerships, and 1 in action plan. So that's where the only other area where I got 3, and then the other ones are. And I have working business plan came up twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 2 networking and partnerships and 2 working business plan.
Yeah, so the working business plan and kind of the business plan are they're kind of different, and it's more about the scope, because the working business plan is the one that basically the universe is out there working on for you. And so it's when you set all your intentions out there, and let the universe do its thing.
Yeah.
To deliver all those things to you. And so
Yeah.
I like them together because there's a piece, of course, and that's about you getting clear about what you're doing and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I'm pulling up the decoding page here where we've written all that fabulous information. And where's my pen? And so let's just take a deep breath and hang out for a second and, you know, get back to the space and say, okay, we've found all these kind of patterns going on in here, and let's just let that all go, right? And although it feels like it's speaking to us in certain ways, let's go ahead and just take all the meaning out of that in the moment and let our higher selves communicate what it wants to tell us for the next 25 days moving forward. And maybe the imagery or information that we'll get for this. And so I'm just going to say ZAP. This is this is the new acronym for getting in your place Zen. Z, A, activating, and P, playful spirit. Basically getting into that zone, because that's the space where you get to get real fabulous answers instantly. And so that's done. So here we are. And from that space of being totally open to the highest and best for you, what is the highest and best purpose based upon all the cards that you drew and listed on this sheet as most commonly showing up? What is the highest and best purpose in a word, phrase, or even an image? What is the purpose of those cards? Okay, so the second question we'll ask our soul's guidance from that same space is, what are you inspired to do about that? What is an opening for an action that will move you into the next 25 days and through the next 25 days with grace, ease, and fun? All right. So what I had show up for my purpose was to see the future, stand in that energy, and everything else will happen. And the action that I got is to continue one-to-one contacts and plan my trip. What kind of messages have you guys seen in that?
For me, actually what came up was around the purpose and mercy, which was have trust and faith in myself.
Beautiful.
And then the action was to keep playing and have conversations.
Cool.
Talking to people. I've, now that I feel like I can articulate what I'm doing, it's easier to have conversations with people and just talk to them about it. And and I've had some great conversations so far. So
nice. Yeah. So just keep on that.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. How about you, Lori?
Pretty deep. So the purpose is do what brings me joy so that I can be the real me. And I'm still figuring out who that is. So getting clarity on that is the part of the action. And also the action of holding space and being patient with myself as I move towards this, because I notice I'm slowing down and a lot of things are slowing down. So just being okay with that. And that's the struggle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like things aren't happening as fast as you'd like them to go, and
yeah, and just sorry, I'm getting emotional, but that's okay.
that's
yeah, and that's okay. I think it's just bringing up insecurities like that, that I said last week about people in the group already, and how do I, feeling that I need to do something more or something like that. And then also I've been having some knee problems and I'm not been able to work out. So that's kind of frustrating me. So, because I just have I'm just nervous because I don't want to hurt it. And it feels like every time I do stuff, it's kind of since I got back from my trip, it's been acting up. But I did a really big hike. So just, not just slowing down in business, but personally too.
right.
Yeah. So my action is to hold space for myself and just be patient because I need this time and I need to honor myself to give myself this time, and that this is just working out. It's just that I just can't see it yet, and I have to just trust that. So when I think of it that way, it always makes me feel better. So just surrender, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That surrender thing still. It's apparently we're in the air. We're all in the same space.
Oh, for sure, right? You always have ideas of how you want things to go and be, and
Right. I did a intuitive drawing about this, and it was interesting because I'm taking Rachel's intuitive drawing class. And here, actually, I can't share. Here, I'll just make it big. I'll stop the share on this one. Make it bigger there. There we go. And so what you do is you basically make an index of what all your colors mean. And then once you have your index built, then you just ask a question, and then you make a drawing. And then you decode it afterwards. And so you can see I put little words on there because that's what each one means. You see I wrote surrender at the bottom. Because this big gray thing for me means like being free to choose. And although that seems like it's a really great thing, this purple line is spirit. And so this was a past, present, future reading, which meant this is my immediate past, which was where I felt I was free to choose with the spirit information that I had to that I got. And I am. Everyone's free to choose. And yet, if I follow that guidance, it all goes here. So the question that I asked is, what is the best way to expand myself or to express myself to make a lot of money and be extremely happy? And so that's an interesting question, right? And so what I see this means is that surrendering is axis, which this yellow is this happy and the green is thriving. And so the axis is following the spirit direction, right? And following that timing, that and all that, being patient with yourself.
Yeah.
Being okay with all those things. So that's exactly where, any of us could be at that point, like,
for
okay,
sure.
well, we're listening to our guidance. We want to trust it deeper. So we do more of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I will actually, though, this summer do probably a couple of intuitive art classes for you guys. So, so that will be very fun because I've really gotten a lot of clarity out of working with Rachel with this process. And so that's why I decided to add it to my repertoire. This is the first thing that I've actually got certified in someone else's work.
Yeah.
One of those things I just don't do. And I'm like, you know what? This one I felt like was a real good bridge for everything else that I do because it's so much about opening that intuition in a deeper way. So, yay. Yeah. I'm excited about that.
And actually, that's just what I wrote was like, I am feeling like I'm being more drawn to art, and yet I wasn't doing it.
Right, because it doesn't look like, it's like play. It doesn't look like it has any inherent value.
But I did today, I did paint. My dog was trying to not let me, but I kicked him out of the room. He was biting at my ankle. I'm like, no, go away. I'm painting.
I'm painting.
Stopping me. Yeah, it's like, stop it, subconscious dog.
That's funny.
Right? Because I know, like, anyhow, I did do it. It was nice. But one other thing that came up was my friend and I were looking through our local paper for our community, and they have an art show at the end of September. And my friend said, you should enter this and show your game. And she said, that's art, and you created it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, And then, so I thought, okay, so I asked them, is that something like that you would accept, or is it just art, like as in on a painting? And so they said, no, enter. But when I said it told my family, everyone said, yes, you should do that. And I had this like, why would you think that? That was my thought. Why would you say that? I don't know. It was weird. Anyhow, so I'm still noticing my resistance around even considering that I can do this. But I'm just, noticing that and still doing it. Noticing that other people think I can do it.
Well, yeah.
Right? It's so funny. Anyhow, just gotta laugh at myself.
Well, I was meeting with a very successful businesswoman yesterday who's building like an empire already. And we laid out a plan for a 7-figure business for her, like with this heart-centered model. And we got only halfway through. We had gotten to like 300,000 in sales, and she was shut down. She's like, wait. We have to take a break. Right. And I just thought it was interesting to where where all that resistance, no matter where you're at, there's more resistance showing up for the next level.
I know.
And we have to have a dance break. Dance.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what came to me today too, and it's not like I haven't heard this before, but it just popped in my head is, I'm so scared. What is the fear? It's the unknown. That's what it is. Because once I've done something, I don't fear it as much, but it's doing that unknown thing. Yeah. Anyhow.
Yeah, not knowing the doors. Yeah.
In a book that I'm reading, it's No More Secondhand Art. Great book, by the way. I would highly recommend it because this applies more than to just art. This applies to life. But one of the things he says, the whole premise of this book is that we were born with we're we're encouraged to use our verbal skills, but we're not encouraged to use our visual language, even though that's something that's innately a part of us, especially as children. But to use art as a means of transformation. So, and one of the things he put here, the new must wait until the past is gone to make its appearance. So you have to, you know, we all want to hang on to our comfort zone and hang on to what we're comfortable, but that's already been done. So the new isn't going to come along until we let that go. Once again, surrender.
I know. That's great. I love that insight.
Yeah, that is really cool.
It's true. Very true. No growth happens in your comfort zone.
I totally want to see a blog about your subconscious dog, though.
Yeah, I should write about that.
Awesome. All right. So the last part, of course, the decoding is to look at the chakras and the angel peacock butterfly. We started to talk about that APB and how they add across the pages then, and how the chakras add up.
Oh, okay. So
Let me pull
the
it up.
chakras for the whole month, which one was the most?
Yeah, and so there's just 2 in each chakra category, so you can see. Yeah, so I just put a little number underneath on the top line of each one. You can see I've shared that there. And so you can see I actually had 6 in chakra 1 and 6 in chakra 4. Which is really interesting. I even had 5 in chakra 2. So I'm just really like this whole message, still lower chakras. We keep talking about this, Lori, don't we? We're always working with our lower chakras to put things out in the world. Let's do that.
Yeah. I know, right?
And the heart is the bridge to make all that
happen.
So, I totally feel in that same place, you know. But I like this. I decided to keep 1 and 4 on my list because I like that really, you know, why you here, purpose in the world, like making your environment work for you, along with heart. Like that just really spoke to me as that, you know, nice bridge of working together and working forward on that. What did you guys get on those, on the chakras?
For me, like it's almost like 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and then I get to chakra 7 and I got 5. So
okay. Well, and then sometimes it's, you know, especially when you have them all over the place, sometimes it's simply a message saying, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Like the balance piece is what's really important. Like that's the message of saying serve it all. Like you can't just really focus on one thing because your whole system, your whole body, your, you know, connection with spirit, everything is a great place to work on the balance of all of them. So you can decide, you know, is it more about the balance or is it more about a single area or maybe a range of them? You know, what is calling to you?
I think the chakra 7.
Okay.
You know clearly what to do because your soul plan is clear, and then connecting regularly to soul's guidance. So yeah. But there does feel a balance. I do feel more balance now that I've gotten clarity, I think.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. How about you, Lori?
I had they're all 1s.
Okay.
Except for I had 3 in chakra 3, chakra 3.
Okay.
And then 3 in chakra 4. And then I had 2 in chakra 7. So it's the heart and the power.
Yep. Heart and power together. Yay. That's a yummy place to be too.
That's right. And I get that message all the time, you know, just claim your power, you know, just own it.
Yeah, when you do it with heart, you know, when you open your heart with that, it makes it easier to claim your power.
Right. Yeah. And it's like a must for me. It just doesn't feel, I guess it is for everybody, but
Well, and
right.
it's part of the journey, and it's good to be reminded, right? Okay, nope, that's what we're still working on. Still working on that. Thank you very much. We're still working.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. And then we go back to our angel peacock page and then figure out that angel peacock butterfly. So add them across the screen.
Oh, right.
Or across the pages. And I had 16 in angel, which is the most I've had in angel in a long time. 14 in peacock, but still 20 in butterfly. Still hanging out in the butterfly zone. So Lynn, I don't know if you've been on one of these calls before when I talked about it, but the first 100 days while I was doing my pilot, so the first 100 days that I played, I was solidly peacock across the entire thing. It never shifted.
Wow.
I hardly drew any other cards from anything else. It was just peacock for 100 days. But it really helped me to say, no, keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop to reflect. Don't, try to make it easier or faster or anything else. You're doing exactly what you should do.
Well, I had 18 angel, 10 peacock, and 20 butterfly.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of what you've been saying throughout this whole thing, is that you've been in this planning strategy kind of place, and so that's a good thing. And yet, this big butterfly showing up means you get to start to also lean into the magic, and lean into the people and the collaborations that will help you, and trust the universe to start showing up and providing things for you. Say, I want presents today. What's my present?
And actually that goes along with really how I've been trying to do things. It's kind of like, instead of trying to brute force my way through things, it's kind of like, okay, just have to have trust that, it's all going to, as long as I'm not sitting around waiting for it to happen. I'm doing something, but as long as I.
Well, here is the actual truth. To be on your soul's path, you don't have to do anything. You really don't. You just have to be who you are. And because we're human beings, we get to be that. And the universe actually will supply all kinds of things. The challenge of not doing anything is the trap of saying, we need to do that, or we should do that, or there's all those other things. And so it's landing in the kind of magical, I feel inspired to do this today, so I'm going to do that. And kind of like Lori was saying, I want to go play, I'm going to go play. I'm going to rest and sit on the couch today, because that's what I need to feel inspired.
So it's inspired action as opposed to just action.
Right. Cool. How about you, Lori? What do you think?
I got 7 angel, not because I'm working with less here, but 7, 9, and 7. So
Okay.
Mostly peacock.
Yeah, kind of across the board, and
yeah, just a little bit.
Yep. Keep doing what you're doing, right? Keep being what you're being.
Yep.
And then expecting, magic from the universe. So.
I do.
Yeah. See, that was always my biggest challenge, is that I leaned into that too much, and I didn't do even the inspired things that showed up because I was afraid, right? And so it is that trap, rather than thinking that because I'm so much butterfly, I'm always concerned about what other people think. And so that stops me from doing the things that I need to do. Angels usually get stuck in wanting to do it right, or, having it perfect clarity around it first before they move on. Yeah.
I'm a cross between both, but I think we determined that when the first time we met was I was kind of both.
Yeah.
A little bit stronger in the angel, but I can identify with a lot of the butterfly stuff too.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kind of happy that, because I'm firmly an angel. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But having butterflies show up gives me hope.
Well, yeah, because the truth is, it's fun to lean into that. And as you open more playfulness, more of your butterflyness opens up, because you really truly do need all three. I mean, you can't just let one go. We need all three characteristics to really make things happen in a big way. And so this is just giving us a little more information of, well, where should I lean then?
Yeah. Interesting. Cool.
So that is our decoding session for the month. Sometimes at the end of these, or as part of them, we'll spend some time on a chakra, or in Angel, Peacock, Butterfly, or any one of those areas. Although we've spent quite a bit of time talking about surrender today, which I'm kind of digging. So what would serve you in this kind of inquiry of the next 25 days? What would serve you? What can I support you with? Do we want to do some energy shifting? We want to do some tapping? We want to do some just conversation about where we're at? What would you like?
I don't know.
Oh.
And I have to leave in 4 minutes, so I'm not sure how much time that would.
All right, so what we'll do for the next 4 minutes then is we will ground. Because that's a lovely thing to do. And in that grounding, we will imagine that the earth is coming up to love us in a deeper way than we thought possible. And that since the earth is attached to all the other people on the planet, that she will supply us with exactly what we need and desire in terms of help and magic on this plane. And then if we imagine opening up our heads to the purple energy of spirit, and that bright crystalline spirit that's just pouring down gifts on us all day, every day, that the intersection at our hearts of the Mother Earth energy that's supplying everything that's available at this plane and love, with the heavenly energy that's meeting at our hearts to heal anything that needs to shift, to bandage anything that needs to heal, and to support anything that gives us life and excitement. And standing in that place, if you imagine right at your heart, then that just turns into a beautiful starburst that goes out into the earth and into the world and into other worlds, because you are shining so brightly and supported so deeply. You are love. You are clarity. You are mercy. You are joy. And from this beautiful place, the actions of patience and having and surrender and playing and conversations all become effortless and flowing and fun. Because we can imagine our inner child skipping along with us as we chat and converse and play and paint and meet with people and support the people that we meet with. Anything else either of you need to add to that visualization?
Yeah. I think that was beautiful.
Fabulous. Thanks for sharing all that. and for being here and being awesome.
Well, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Jean.
So Lynn, I know you need to head up. I'm going to pause recording here. Stop recording, yes.